Executive Chef Nicholas Armstrong from Siro's Restaurant at 885 2nd Avenue in Manhattan, and this is duck with white truffle. Got our duck breast here. This is a Muscovy duck breast, which is a Japanese varietal, large-breasted duck. We're gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of cleaning work on it. Clean the fat up, even it out, make it look nice and pretty. Come across the top, make some slices across, crisscross on that skin. Now, the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is salt the duck skin. It's gonna help it get nice and crispy. Okay, we're gonna come over to our hot pan here. Skin side down, no oil. Don't need it. The fat's gonna start rendering out of that fat cap, and we're gonna be able to baste our breast with that. We're gonna salt the other side generously. And when you're rendering out, typically you wanna go on low heat. And as it starts to render, we render enough fat, we're gonna kick it up, give the other side a nice sear, and we're gonna pop it in the oven. While we're waiting for this to render, we have a tail pot here. It's already hot. We're gonna make one of my versions of risotto, but actually using small diced potatoes. It gives the same appearance, but it's potato instead of rice. Okay, we're gonna come in, a little bit of oil, put in some scallion, a little bit of salt. We're gonna go ahead and come in with our potato. It's a really small cut. Mix that around. I'm gonna go ahead and season. Crank the heat up just a little bit. The next thing I'm gonna do is I have actually a black truffle. The recipe actually calls for white truffle, but it was just much easier for me to get black truffle, so I just went with that. Black and white truffle are pretty much similar. It just has to do with time of year and the season. Hit this with some chicken stock. Give our potatoes some time to cook out here. It'll start to cream up for us. Just gotta keep stirring it. Get a quick check on our duck. Skin's looking nice and rendered. And give it a little more time to render out. Go back to our risotto here. Just keep stirring that risotto. It's extremely important if you're doing anything risotto style that you keep stirring it. You wanna release those starches so it gets nice and creamy. Okay, so now it looks to me like we can go ahead, pop the heat up on this duck. We're gonna give it a nice sear on the bottom. Okay, we got a nice sear here. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue cooking it in the oven. All right, we're gonna come back to our risotto here while our duck's cooking. Continue to add that stock. Like I said, it's absolutely crucial that we keep stirring this in order to get it nice and creamy. You can see it's starting to cream up on us. Just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. Need be, add a little more liquid. As I let this last bit of stock reduce down, I'm gonna pull my duck out so we can glaze it. Okay, as you can see, it's rendered out even more duck fat. The skin is nice and crisp. The meat's tensed up. I'm gonna put on, this is a port wine glaze. I'm gonna go ahead and just slather on. This gives it a really unique taste. You know what I like about duck is it takes all kinds of flavors, sweet, it takes spicy. I mean, it's really just a versatile ingredient. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that back in the convection oven. I'm gonna come in with some Parmesan cheese. It's about a 1/4 cup there, that nice cheesy flavor. And now for the last step of the risotto. As always with risotto, I'm gonna go ahead, add a nice whack of butter. Gives it that nice sheen, finishing look you're looking for. It should be the last thing when doing risotto. Now that our risotto is complete, we're gonna turn our attention back to our duck breast, and we should be close to plating. I took the liberty of making a parsnip puree, which I'm gonna put in the bottom, and we're just gonna spread that nice and evenly across. We're gonna come in with our now truffle potato risotto. I like to let it just kind of fall on the plate. That's that nice flow that you're looking for from a risotto. The next thing that I'm gonna do is go ahead and slice up our duck breast. As you can see that nice crispy skin on top. I do have a little bit of port wine jus, which I have here in a squeeze bottle. Just kind of squeeze that out and let it bleed onto the plate. I have a bit of red onion confit, a little bit of golden pear. Pairs well with the duck. Do some nice matchstick cuts here. We'll just place these about and give the plate a little bit of height. The next thing I'm going to do, of course, put some thinly sliced shaved truffle on the dish with a little shaved carrot garnish. I like to just kind of place them around like flowers. I'll finish the dish off. Some shaving of the truffle itself, parsley garnish, a little bit of salt, and there you have it, duck with truffle. This has been Executive Chef Nicholas Armstrong from Siro's Restaurant at 885 2nd Avenue in Manhattan, and this is duck with white truffle. Thank you for joining me in the Siro's kitchen, where it's all about the flavor.